In this video, I'm going to teach you how to read a square graph pattern, but turn it into a circle. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Sandy Marie. I'm the owner of Crochet Fiber Art. My focus is on tapestry crochet. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. At any time during the video, you can check out the show notes and links in the YouTube description below. Just click the words "Show More" to open that description up. In this video, I'm teaching how to turn a square graph pattern into a crochet circle. This lesson is also on my website with a free PDF. The link is in the show notes below. So let's get started. When I started crocheting, like 50 some odd years ago, there weren't any special round patterns in order to create a circle. Nope, it's something that I had to figure out for myself. I'm really excited about being able to share this with you. It really is very painless. Now, I do advise that you should be doing this with back loop single crochet. Yes, we even knew how to back loop single crochet back in the Stone Age. If you try to do this crocheting with a full stitch, your design will lean. Also, do not try to use a magic circle. You need the separation between your first stitch and last stitch of the first round in order to begin doing a circle join. At the top of this video, you'll see a link to my YouTube video on how to do a circle join. I'll also include the link in the YouTube description below, so you don't need to leave this video to watch the next one. Also, stay tuned to the end of this little lesson. I will explain how to turn the thousands of square graph patterns out there into circles, and, most important, what you need to look for. However, on my Circle Ready graph patterns, you're going to see a lot of letters and lines. I've done the work for you. As you practice, you'll get good adding your own to other square patterns. So here's a few things to be aware of at the beginning. First, your pattern needs to have the same number of columns, and the same number of rows. And that number has to be an odd number. I have 27 and 27. This pattern fits the bill. You need to find the exact center of the pattern. My patterns are marked with a C for center. Each round you do needs to add 8 stitches. Now, it's magic how a square graph actually does that. But here's your center. You'll see it begins with 8 stitches on the outside, right here. Next, you'll see a lot of letter J's going up one side. The letter J stands for join or circle join. Now, to crochet this, you start by drawing a box 1 square away from the letter C. So you would just draw a simple box. In order to get started, you start with a slip stitch and chain 2. You find the bottom of the first chain and single crochet 8 stitches into that loop, and then you circle join at the end. That represents this first round. Round 2, you draw a box again. This is always 1 square away from the last one. This is where you add all your yarn for your design. This design uses 2 more colors, white and green, so you'll add those. round 2 is always 2 stitches in each stitch around. This equals 16 stitches. And then again, you will circle join at the end. By the way, all of this is pictured and included in the free PDF on my website, so don't forget to head over and grab it. Just check the YouTube show notes below, and you'll find the link to my website. Finally, what are all those little lines for? I'm sure you know how to increase. It's very simple. It's 2 stitches in the stitch below. Let me show you how it works. I'm going to show you here on one of the outside ones because I believe this shows a little bit better on the video. When you would be crocheting and you come to one of these lines in 2 boxes, what this means is that you crochet 1 into this stitch, and then the next one that you crochet is going to be in the same stitch. Now the reason why there's 2 boxes here is because there are places where you're going to have to change color in order to do this. For example, you would start with 1 stitch here in the very first stitch. Then you're going to need to change to white and do a white in the same stitch. Now always remember, just before you start a new round, always draw a box 1 stitch away all the way around. As you can see, it doesn't matter if your box is real straight. This keeps you on track and makes it easier to see what you need to do and where you need to do it. You'll be again, of course, coming out of the circle join, and you automatically know that you have the 1 stitch right here, and then you know by looking at the line here that this next part of the stitch is going to go into this one. So you would be white here and green here. Then you know the next stitch is just a regular green one, and the next stitch right here begins with green, changes to white, and goes here. 1 regular stitch, and so on all the way around. Now the beginning of your work will have kind of a strange squarish look. That has nothing to do with using a square pattern. What that means really is that you're doing it right. Because your increases are so close together, it does take on a squarish appearance. These would be your increases. Now another thing that's very, very important when you're doing a square pattern and trying to turn it into a circle is that you want to make sure that the inside here of the main focus of the pattern, you try to leave that without the increases. The main focus on this pattern would be the flower petals. Now of course you've got a circle join going up this one. But look at any pattern that you're crocheting and decide what you want to be the focus. You do need space on the outside of this in order to actually even this out to create a circle. You want to be able, I'm going to show you, well, let me move this here. Let me show you here. Up to about this point here, your design is actually going to look a little squarish. But because we have all of this space here, you're going to be changing the location of where you actually do your increases, and that is going to actually circle this out, or make a better looking circle. There are thousands of square patterns out there. With a little practice, you can get good at spotting the squares that will easily turn into circles. So here's the part that I promised you. It's what to look for. First of all, as I mentioned earlier, you do need the same number of rows and columns. This one, of course, fits the bill perfectly because we have 27 rows and 27 columns. If the pattern doesn't have this, ask yourself, can you easily add or subtract to make it the same? Also, are the rows and columns an odd number? This one is 27 by 27. If the pattern doesn't have an odd number, can you easily add or subtract to make it an odd number? Now you also have to ask yourself, if you have to change the number of rows or columns in the center of the pattern, will the center of the design still be in the center? Finally, you have to ask yourself, is the pattern symmetrical? What that means is similar parts facing each other or around an axis. Now here's a good example. This is a pattern that's available in my shop. It's called the Fleur de Lis. Many flowers and designs fall into this sort of category, but something like a house or a tree and animals, they don't. So you have to look for something that is very symmetrical, and again, it has to have that same kind of design on all four sides. So with all of this, venture forth, let the artist inside you loose, and create beautiful things. There's more information on my website, along with a free PDF, and I go into a little bit more detail in that PDF and on the website. Thanks for taking the time to watch. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button below. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing. But don't forget to click that little bell next to the subscribe button so that you get notifications when I post a new video. Also, check out the show notes and links in the YouTube description below. There's a lot of helpful information down there. So I'll see you in the next video. Until then, make it an awesome day.